Hello and welcome to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin. Thanks for joining us on La La Land. This is the only nationally broadcast show by Los Angeles artists about Los Angeles artists. Taking your calls at 1-800-336-2225. And it's you and me today, Paul Madrid, engineer Paul Madrid.
Hi there.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. We had a bit of a change on the show last week. Daisy Egan is not with us, and we're currently doing something kind of exciting and looking for a new co-host. So looking forward to that. It's something that I think we're probably going to have a couple of guest co-hosts in the next couple of weeks and kind of take our time and find ourselves a new good co-host. But we wish Daisy Egan all the best of luck with her future endeavors.
Yeah, well, I miss her.
I miss her too. She's a good girl.
Oh, she is.
Well, we've got an exciting show today. We have Emily Matheson, Nick Stelzner from Beside the Point Endeavors. They do commercials for Rock and Brews, which is kind of a Planet Hollywood type of establishment, Hard Rock Cafe type of establishment. They're a restaurant. But what's kind of interesting about it is they're all outside, all the tables and everything. It's more of a beer garden type of place. Sounds like a good place to
It does sound like a lot of fun.
I know. You know who's the co-owner is Gene Simmons.
Oh, really?
From Kiss.
Kiss? Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I was reading on Kiss, they actually have over 2,900 licensed products that are just for Kiss.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so much stuff. Everything from the Kiss coffin to Kiss dolls, all those kind of things, and it's just pretty ridiculous.
Now, the Kiss coffin, is that like a miniature replica, or is this like, if you are a big obsessive Kiss fan, you can be laid to rest in that, or what?
I think it's the body of Gene Simmons, and it looks like him on top, and just the lid comes up, and it's Gene Simmons.
Okay.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Okay.
But anyway, and not only do we have Emily Matheson and Nick Stelzner, but we also have the very talented second-time guest on the show, Julianna Hanson, coming back to talk to us. She's got some exciting projects coming up in the near future. One of them at upstairs at the Federal in North Hollywood. She's got her own sort of cabaret show going on there. So looking forward to talking to her about that.
Well, I'd like to check that out.
Yeah, for sure. Guys, if you have any questions for our very talented guests, Emily Matheson and Nick Stelzner, give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. That's 1-800-336-2225. And you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/LaLaLandTalk, Twitter at twitter.com/LaLaLandTalk, and you can check out our live stream at ustream.tv/channel/CRN Studio Live. It's kind of different doing these segments on my own, Paul, without a co-host.
It's very different when you're flying solo.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. It's I'm having fun, but it's definitely going to take a little getting used to. Yeah.
You're doing fine.
Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate that. We will be back on La La Land with Brett and Paul Madrid right here on CRN Digital Talk. Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin. That's engineer Paul Madrid. We are talking today to the very, very talented commercial producers. Is that what I would call you guys?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Emily Matheson and Nick Stelzner. Thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
So you guys produce commercials. Basically, okay, here's the story. Emily, you're an actress, and you came out to LA, and you were working and doing your thing, but you said, I'm going to kind of take the bull by the horns and with Nick and start a production company, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in this town, it's something you learn maybe not right away, but you figure it out that if you're not doing more than one thing, you're going to be dead in a matter of time. You have to have your hands on a lot of things. Acting's my dream. Sure. But I love being creative in every way, and producing and developing these commercials has been the way to go for both of us.
And when you say you develop the commercials, what type of commercials are they? I know they're for Rock and Brews. What do you? What type of commercials are they?
We're talking about commercials that are for digital usage. So for Vimeo, Facebook, YouTube, that sort of consumption. Nothing on cable yet.
Yeah.
We're working on that.
Nice.
But yeah, so they're all commercials or videos that are meant to educate the public and also promote the restaurant.
Awesome.
So,
What's cool about Rock and Brews? Why should I go there as opposed to those other places that I named in the last segment?
right. Rock and Brews is fun, family, beer, and great food. It's really surrounds an outdoor beer garden. The food and the beer is a focus. It's all American. The craft beers, Nick can tell you about these. We have over 52 taps.
Yeah, we have 52 taps, as well as over 100 bottles there, and it's fun because it's one of those things where if you want to, you can come and you can get your typical light beer, or maybe you're looking for an IPA, maybe you're looking for a Belgian quad, maybe you're looking for something a little more out there, sour beer or something.
All right.
And we can satisfy like all the needs of any beer drinker, whether they're someone who's more of a again just wants their light beer, just wants something to relax with, or someone who's really a beer enthusiast and is looking to pair beer with foods, or looking to try something new, and that's the fun part about it, is that it's just so many options for anybody. And the food is incredible as well. It's all natural ingredients. Most of our stuff's homemade, so it's really great experience.
Sounds really good. Did you bring samples or what?
We should have.
All right.
I might have ate them already.
Woke
Next
up the
time.
chef early this morning.
So what about somebody that doesn't drink beer? Say I'm not a beer drinker and say I don't drink at all. I don't even drink wine or hard alcohol. What's good about the place? Is it just the food?
The food,
the atmosphere.
food, and the atmosphere definitely a focus. It's rock and roll music. We play old music videos, so a lot of times we'll see somebody, sitting at a table eating or drinking or just eating, and then you go to talk to them and they're, staring off at the TV, because it's amazing. Like, you don't think of all these old videos. Most of us have never seen the videos. We hear the songs all the time, but to see the videos is super fun, and
awesome.
Follow along with them. Also, we have on tap, one of our taps is actually root beer. It's Virgil's root beer, which is super
Love
amazing.
Virgil's.
Oh my gosh, so good. So that's for the
Boy.
person who doesn't drink wine or beer.
Okay, very cool.
One of the cool parts too is that they have like old live shows playing too, and we actually had a Who show from a ways back, and I had this guy at the bar like maybe a week or two ago, and was like, I think I was at that show, which is such a cool experience. This guy was talking about, I used to go to rock and roll shows as a kid, and now he gets to watch it. It's pretty cool stuff.
Old random concerts playing while you're eating. That sounds very cool.
Yeah, we have a huge projection screen. It's like a live concert.
And they just had a grand opening there in April, kind of like a reopening.
Right, exactly. They were there about a year and a half before and did really well. It was sort of a temporary structure, outdoor beer garden, just really took off. And then the one and only Gene Simmons came on board, and with our other two co-owners, and took it to the next level. We tore it down in December, rebuilt it in 80 days, which is incredible. Never done in the restaurant industry. And we actually documented all of that construction process, and reopened. April 3rd was the grand opening, rock star red carpet grand opening. It was really awesome.
Was Gene there? Was Gene Simmons there?
Gene was there. There was guys from Guns N' Roses, guys from
Deep Purple.
Deep Purple were there, guys from a couple other
Velvet
bands were there,
Revolver.
which is really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was insane.
And then, so do you do anything else besides working with Rock and Brews? Do you produce commercials for other companies as well?
Yes, actually, it's just in the starting phases. We can't talk about everything we're working on at the moment.
Top secret.
Top secret. No, but we're here as we love the community we live in, and we love Los Angeles, and so we're here for the local businesses, and that's the point of what we do, is to use all of our creative energy to create something really cool, like something cool. I don't know. I love the word cool, because that is what the videos that we've done for Rock and Brews are, and that's what we want to do for other local businesses.
Absolutely. Where can people find information about your company?
Well, you can find information at besidethepointendeavors.wordpress.com. That's our blog that we just started. We're still working on our full domain. We also have a Twitter, BTP_endeavors. We have a Facebook page as well, Beside the Point Endeavors. And we're just really collecting all the stuff that we've done so far and trying to push forward into the future with new material.
That's a super cool name. Where'd you come up with that name? Beside the Point. It's really good.
That was all Emily.
It's so funny because
Well done.
it was one of the first ideas, you have like a brainstorming session when you're starting something new. And it was one of the first things I wrote down, because I feel like in conversations, you're always like, talking about something, and then you go, oh, that's beside the point. And I'm like, but that might be the most important part. I know.
Yeah.
So I think that we create value in the things that are beside the point. So that's the sort of the history behind the name. And then endeavors, we thought about production or films or those sort of things. Just wanted to branch out and do something new and create something a little bit different. How many names did we write down, Nick?
We literally wrote down like 100 names. Like and it was funny. We'd like text each other, like we'd come up with names, and there's like just lists of names. And,
I'm sure.
And we were like going through all of them, and we're all like, oh, that's cool. But we just ended like, beside the point, like really says what we're looking for.
Yeah. And endeavors is cool because it doesn't limit you just to you're not beside the point media. You're not just limited to media. You can do other things.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons that I really wanted to have you on the show is because I really respect those actors that are proactive, that take. They're not just auditioning. They go out and they do it themselves, and they do it on their own. And
thank you.
I think that's very cool. What advice would you give to other actors that are out there and are going through something where maybe their career is a little stagnant?
Yeah, that happens to all of us.
Sure.
Don't fret out there. That happens to everybody. And like I touched on in the beginning, really use all of your creative energy. Obviously you're in acting for a reason, and you have some sort of something deep inside of it that you like to tap into when you're acting. So branch out and see where else you can use that, where you can utilize that skill set. Chances are there's something else in the industry you have a little bit of interest in. So I would just say dig a little deeper, make some more contacts, and see if you can't go down that avenue for a little while. At least see where it takes you. You might like it a lot more than you think.
Sure.
Which is because this sort of started by accident, really, and we just ran with it. And I said, wow, I really love this. I love being the ideas behind things.
You never know where things can take you. That's very cool. Guys, we're talking with Emily Matheson and Nick Stelzner. If you have any questions for them, they are with Beside the Point Endeavors. Give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. That's 1-800-336-2225. They do commercials for Rockin' Brews. Yeah. That's so cool. We'll be back on La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin. We just got done talking with Emily Matheson and Nick Stelzner, and we are now talking with the very talented actress and vocalist and second-time guest, Disney's Julianna Hanson. Disney's. Did you like that?
I like that. Thank you.
Good stuff.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah,
this is fun.
Thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
Very cool. You've been pretty busy since last time you were here. I think you were here about a year ago.
Yeah, a lot has happened in a year, and yet it feels like nothing's changed at all. And yeah.
What's been going on with the last year for you?
I booked a great gig, which I don't think I had the last time we were here, with symphony orchestras, singing Disney music with orchestras around the world.
Very cool.
It's called Disney in Concert, and we literally go everywhere. Last November, I was in Taipei for a week. We performed for like 50,000 people. There were fireworks and everything. It was grand. It was very cool.
I'll bet.
And then we went to Canada in February and New York in April. And so I get to do that every couple months, and that's a really awesome time. It's so fun.
And
sure.
What's
it's
it
always
like
packed.
Performing for 50,000 people? Are you kidding me? Like, what is that like?
Surprisingly not much different from, any other performance that I've done. I mean, we worked together, this was many years ago, but doing the Laguna Playhouse, right? That's how I met you, Brett.
Yes.
And how
Julianna
many does that
was
place?
12.
I was. How many does that place seat, do you think?
I was going to say that was my biggest performance.
Okay.
That's around 450.
There's a good sized balcony, and it's a nice theater. It doesn't feel that different. I mean, it's exciting, and of course there's a rush at the end of the show when all those people are on their feet just, wildly applauding, which
sure
is awesome. We tend to get that a lot with the Disney shows. But yeah, it's harder performing in my living room for my family. So
isn't that weird? Because those are the people whose opinions really matter. Those are the people that
they
count.
are.
I mean, not the audience opinion doesn't matter, but your families, of course, their opinions matter more. So
you always want to please
those
nervous. That you love the most, I guess. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I get more nervous at auditions than at actual performances.
Yeah.
So it's weird. Anyway.
So
You're-
so
you're-
I've been doing that, and that's
Yeah.
awesome. And most recently, I've been performing again with Disney, but in a very different way, over at the historic El Capitan Theater in Hollywood.
Mhm.
It's the movie Brave is out right now, the Disney Pixar film, and we do a 15-minute live show before the film. And I've been hired as the female singer / sort of like host of the live event. And I get to sing and dance with Mickey and Minnie and a bunch of princesses every day. And we
So much
introduce
fun.
the audience to the new character in Brave. It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
I bet you're the hero to the little girls that go in.
It's fun.
Cool.
At the beginning of the show, it's just me and the male singer on stage. We're the only two before the curtain actually comes up and we do, the big show with everyone. And I have this one line that says, "And all of it's yours just for the taking." And I always try to find, the smallest child I can and sing it directly to them. And the parents usually start beaming and the child kind of gets giggly and, it's cool.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's
I
sweet.
love kids and I love connecting. That's what I love about the Disney jobs that I get to do is that you get to really, bring a kind of joy and have a chance to make somebody feel special when you sing directly to them. And
Disney was founded on that idea.
that's Walt's vision. Yeah, it's cool
Definitely.
to carry it out.
But you guys have to work pretty hard to have that vision.
Wow,
come
do
true.
we?
I mean, you're there, what,
Broadway
5 days
tours
a
are
week?
nothing compared to this. We are,
Yeah.
between 3 and 5 days a week, and between 4 and 5 shows a day. And then sometimes they have a early morning rehearsal on top of that, so it feels like you've done 6. The earliest call I had at El Cap was a 5 a.m., and we didn't leave the theater till 11 o'clock that night. That was
Wow.
opening day. So it's a lot. It's 15 minutes straight of like high impact, cardio, singing, dancing, quick changes on stage.
See,
It's
because
crazy.
I've put in long days, like, we put in long days like that, but we're sitting around doing background work. We're not actually doing 5-6 shows a day. And high impact.
The
and all
craziest
that,
part is that the show is exhausting and you're like dripping in sweat when you come off stage, but you get pumped up, just like a workout. Like you leave feeling
Sure.
great. But then we have about a 2-hour break in between where that's the real challenge. That's where the job gets tough because how do you keep your mind stimulated? How do you not completely crash, have to like re-warm up,
Absolutely.
So And I'm working with great
You're working
people.
hard and you're having fun.
I
and
am.
that's
It's
what
been
all
great.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the El Cap Theater. That's here in the heart of Hollywood, I guess.
Hollywood Boulevard. It's right across
Very
the
cool.
street from Hollywood and Highland, which is where they hold the Oscars.
Yes,
So this year, El Cap. Next year, the Kodak.
clearly.
Right?
Very cool. And you're doing a show. You're doing your own solo show.
I am.
With
Yes.
Michael Sterling.
Yeah. I love what Emily was just saying about like as an actor, you've got to like kind of keep your hand in many different pots and try to keep busy on your own.
Sure.
And this is kind of my idea behind my solo act is that I kind of decided I wanted something to work on that I could book myself into different venues around the country. And the first one is going to be at Sterling's upstairs at the Federal Bar on Sunday, September 30th.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working with Bruce Kimmel, music producer, to write the show. We're in the process of writing it right now. And
Who
it's
does
fun.
Kritzerland, right?
Who does
might know him
Kritzerland
from Kritzerland.
the first Sunday of every month
Yes.
at Sterling's at the Federal. Yeah.
We went to the Federal for their opening night where Bruce Kimmel did Kritzerland.
Where I performed.
Exactly.
That's right.
I've seen this girl work. She knows what she's doing. So you're doing that. When's that? September 30th? you said?
September 30th, yeah.
Very
And that's
cool.
going to be really fun and challenging in a different way,
I can imagine. Where
yeah.
can people get tickets for that?
You can go online. The
Mhm.
Federal has, they sell tickets directly through their website. You can also go to my website. There will be a link to Federal Bar and to the place to purchase tickets. My website is juliannahanson.com.
HANSEN.
That's right. Julianna has one N, not two.
We're talking with actress, vocalist Julianna Hanson on La La Land. Guys, if you have any questions for her, make sure you give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. That's 1-800-336-2225. I always have to say it twice because the first time somebody's
People are
grabbing a
reaching for their
pen.
pens, exactly.
Yeah,
You've gotta
you know what
say
I'm
it
talking
twice.
about,
Yep,
yeah.
that's me. I'm always that person.
Why not? Just in case.
Yeah.
Why not say it a third time? 800-336-2225 because I'm trying to kill 20 seconds here before
Oh,
we
good.
have
Well,
to go and
follow
come
me
back.
on Twitter, guys.
Yeah.
At Julianna Hanson. And my website's got fun clips of singing and stuff. So.
Very cool. And follow us on Facebook at facebook.com, La La Land Talk, Twitter, twitter.com, La La Land Talk, and we'll be back on La La Land Talk with Brett Chapin on CRN Digital Talk. Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin. We're talking with a very talented actress and vocalist and sneak, Julianna Hanson. Because she had a secret that she didn't tell us yet. And if you have any questions for her, make sure you give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. 1-800-336-2225. We were talking in the break, and Julianna Hanson is working on something right now. What is it, Julianna?
Well, I was talking about my solo show, which is September 30th down here at Federal Bar.
Yes.
But yeah, I guess I failed to mention that we have it booked already at a second theater. It's just under 300 seats. It's called the Dean Lesher Performing Arts Complex. It's in Walnut Creek, California, which is so neat for me to be returning there because it's the first theater I ever worked at. When I was 5 years old, I worked at that theater.
That's so cool.
Doing the show Annie. And it's kind of going back to my roots. Like, you know, I've got a lot of family and friends still there, and it'll be my first time performing there since.
And it's already selling tickets?
We've been selling tickets for
Wow.
about the last week and a half, 2 weeks. And already, I just got a report from the producer, the theater's thrilled because we're almost at 100 sales, which is awesome. And that does not include, like, even close to half of my family and friends. I mean, they're probably going to be the last ones to get their tickets. So
Yeah.
it's exciting, yeah.
And because I'm just getting this info, what's the date on it?
Oh, that's January 19th.
January 19th.
So
Already a
early
third
next year.
sold out. Very cool.
Yeah, so pretty awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're working for El Cap. You're doing your solo show. You're doing the thing in Northern California. You're auditioning right now?
I'm auditioning, yep.
Very cool.
Commercials,
Just pound the pavement like we do it, huh?
all that stuff, yeah.
Very cool.
It can be discouraging at times because you are just, going from one to the next to the next. And,
Sure.
But I'm getting good response. I'm getting, called back and placed on a veil and all that stuff, which is awesome. Because for me, I'm still fairly new to LA. I grew up here as a kid, but I haven't worked here. I left when I was 18 and I moved to New York and started working right away on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's establishing myself again, which is pretty awesome. And I've got an agent now, and yeah, it's good.
What would you say is the number one characteristic that an actor should possess if they're going to be a successful actor? Do you think there's one thing, if you had to narrow it down?
One is hard. I mean, two things just came to mind, and the
What are
first
those?
is a positive attitude and, and determination. I guess that's two.
Sure.
And the other thing that I thought immediately was you have to love it. If you don't love it, there's no point. So the passion, it's got to be there because there are easier things to do and, more lucrative things to do. But then you get a gig like the Disney thing, with the symphony orchestras, and you think, really, I'm paid to go out and have this much fun? So
Sure.
the payback can be huge, but yeah.
I would say definitely determination and doing it for the right reasons too.
Oh,
as well.
absolutely. Yeah.
We actually have a question for you guys, Emily and Nick. If we can take a second.
Whoa.
This is Dave and Sandy. Hey, Dave and Sandy.
Hi, yes, I'm Sandy Ferrano, and my question for Nick and Emily is, what is it that you are doing at Rock and Brews that is bringing you closer to your dream of being an artist?
Good question.
That's a great question, Sandy. Thanks for calling in.
Absolutely.
I guess I'll start. Rock and Brews has really given us a great opportunity to really express creatively our dreams and goals and ambitions in life. Mine started out with acting, and really, truly, Rock and Brews is our stage. It's a stage, and in some aspect, any place you work, you're performing, and definitely when you're a server, it's like a little show. You're going up, you're entertaining guests, but you're loving every second of it. So for us, we're on a stage and we get the opportunity to go after what we want. We started a new project. We started as working there, and then we branched off and started, working for ourselves. And I mean, it's just been a personal growth journey also.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
It's made us blossom for sure. Nick?
Definitely. No, I mean, I was going to say pretty much exactly what she just finished off with there. That the opportunity that we've had, it started off as almost accidentally with where we've gone. At first it was kind of just like, some of the owners were like, oh, we need a video for something. Could you guys help us out with that? And even in just half a year, it's turned into us starting our own company and really taking off with this idea of expressing ourselves and taking what we've learned to create something out of it, to create something for ourselves as well as other people. And it's a lot of fun. It's
very cool.
Great.
Does that answer your question, Sandy?
Yes, thank you so much.
Thanks for calling, Sandy.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Back to Julianna. I wanted to get to Sandy's question.
That's awesome. I'm glad you did.
It was a very good question.
Yeah.
But back to what we were talking about is, you think that one of the most important things is have the determination, do it for the right reasons. Do you think that there's traps that actors fall into that makes them maybe not be as successful as an actor?
Certainly. I think, first of all, it's so easy, especially in LA, to just get lazy, not stay on top of things. It is, in fact, we were all talking about this earlier before we got on the air. It's a daily investment in yourself and your career. You can't just sit back and let your agent do the work for you. So, I put in hours every day keeping up business contacts and going to auditions and get my name out there. So that, don't get lazy. And
if it's in your heart, those hours are worth it.
They are. They're totally worth it.
We hear actors come on the show time and time again and say that.
And keeping yourself sharp, like going to class and continuing to hone those skills and not sitting back and thinking you know everything there is to know. So
thirst for knowledge.
There you go.
We'll be back with Julianna Hanson on La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. I'm Brett Chapin. We're talking with a very talented actor and vocalist, Julianna Hanson. If you have any questions for Julianna, make sure you give us a call at 1-800-336-2225. Last chance, guys. And you're working on a short film right now, Julianna?
I am, yes. It's called Remember How It Feels, and it's a 2-person short written and directed by a very talented young guy who I think people are going to start hearing his name a lot. His name's Todd Theman, Theman, and it's pretty intense. It's been a real challenge. It's basically this girl's journey trying to get herself off of prescription meds. She's completely addicted, and it's the easy fix in today's society. Somebody's wrestling with something and the doctor just prescribes a pill, whether or not it's always necessary. So it gets pretty dark, and the withdrawal symptoms are pretty bad, and it's exciting. It's interesting to see the toll it takes on her relationship.
It's a very challenging role.
And it really is. I mean, this is probably stretching me a lot more than anything has. Yeah. So it's been fun. It's been scary, but I always think if you dive into something scary, you get the most back, And, we're hoping to take it to film festivals and stuff. I think he's planning on getting it out there, so
that's great.
Yeah.
People can find information about that at juliannahanson.com.
Yes, you can. Check out my website.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any word on a production release date as of now?
Not at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're halfway through production, and then after that they'll have some loose ends to tie up, the whole post-production stuff. So,
sure.
Yeah.
Very cool. We'll look forward to it.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for coming on again. And,
thanks for having me.
Come hang out again anytime.
I'd love it.
Second appearance? You want to make a third one sometime?
I would love to.
Awesome.
I'll have to bring my friend Cherish Lee. We do a girls duo country rock music thing. So
yes, please do.
Maybe we could even sing a little something for you.
You're gonna bring live music back to La La Land?
If you'd have us,
awesome.
We'll do it.
We would love that.
All right, cool. Thanks for having me, Brett.
Thanks, Julianna.
Yeah.
And Nick and Emily, you guys wanted to mention something about a buddy of yours.
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to, I have a really close friend. His name's Nick Equitani. He was a football player at UCLA, he just this past weekend actually was in a really serious motorcycle accident. Unfortunately, they had to remove the lower part of his leg below the knee, and if anybody who knows him, like, he's one of the most active people in the world. He's got a huge personality, and I mean, he also has, like, they had to plate up his femur, and he had skull fracture and everything. And I saw him just 4 days after the accident, and he's sitting up joking around with me. And we actually started a fundraiser for him at www.gofundme/the Big Nick Fund. And just something to help his family, because this is definitely not something that's going to be cheap, and it's a life-changing thing, and we're really hoping that with everyone's help, that he can afford prosthetics and everything else that he needs to keep his life going to where he needs to be in his life. And just wanted to let him know that we're praying for him and hoping for him.
Absolutely. We send our love, Nick. That's GoFundMe.
Big Nick.
GoFundMe.com/the Big Nick Fund.
/the Big Nick Fund. Got it. And guys, on that note, we also want the people, the families, and the people of Aurora, Colorado to know that we are all here with them. Our hearts, our prayers, our thoughts are definitely with them during this tragic time, and we wish them all the healing in the world. Next week on La La Land, we're going to be talking with casting director Joanna DeMoyer. If you guys are actors, she's a casting director. She's somebody that you should definitely get to know. Find out information about us at facebook.com/LaLaLandTalk, twitter.com/LaLaLandTalk, and send us an email, guys, at lalalandtalk@gmail.com. Until next week, I'm Brett Chapin. This show is produced by Paul Stern, engineered by Paul Madrid. This is La La Land on CRN Digital Talk, and we will see you at the top.